What's up, Yu-Gi Tubers? This is Harpy Hunter 89 coming at you from the Duelist Den. I'm here with a response video to Slaydra. He just put up a video earlier today in response to Mega Capital Cheese video. I'm a little insulted they didn't mention mine, bastard. But anyway, point is he was kind of countermanding a lot of Cap G's points. The first point he brought up was the inflated numbers for the national championships. He mentioned that every time somebody leaves a video, goes back into it, it gets another view, even if they were already in that video. Well, yes, that is true. The views are a little bit inflated because of that, but I don't think that they are so inflated that it would cause such a high number. I do actually think let's just say there's almost 100,000 people watching the Nationals between the 2 days. I believe are the numbers. Let's just say every person that was watching them left and came back once. Okay, that's 50,000 people watching. All right, every person left and came back 10 times. That's still if there's just 1,000 people minimum watching these events, then they would have to have left and come back 10 times each. Who's gonna do that? No, you're gonna sit there. You're gonna watch them for a little bit. All right. So I don't think those numbers are inflated. Now, according to Slaydra's first video, he said there was only like 500 people, just shy of 500 people watching these videos. Now, if you go by that number, everybody who was watching them would have had to watch them, left, and come back 20 times. Now, I can't remember exactly how many rounds, but that's like you watch one round, leave, come back, watch the next round, leave, come back, watch the next round. Nobody's going to leave the video and then come back 20 fucking times. Alright? So yeah, well, the numbers are slightly inflated because of the leaving and coming back aspect. They're not so inflated that there's a record-breakingly low number of people watching them. There's just no way that's happening. It's just, completely illogical to think that that's what's happening. Another good point that he brought up was that the number of people leaving the game does not equal the number of people coming back to the game. Now that, I don't know, I haven't checked the statistics on that, but like I said in my last video, the small town Telequal where I'm from, the numbers we're getting for our locals are increasing, and our shop isn't even sponsored by Konami. We don't have official locals. We run the things ourselves. We provide the prize support ourselves. So, and we are actually growing in numbers. We're doing more and more tournaments each month. We were doing one a month. Like I said, we've only been doing this about 6 or 7 months down in Telequal. We were at one a month. Now we're going up to 2 a month in 6 months. And I just don't see how a small community like that is seeing increasing numbers when the larger communities are not. Another good point he brought up was that a comment on Mega Capital G's video, he read it, and it said that Pokemon and Magic the Gathering are more stable. Well, I'm not saying Yu-Gi-Oh is without flaws. I do semi-agree with that comment. I think that Yu-Gi-Oh should take a page out of Magic and Pokemon's handbooks. What I mean by that is Magic the Gathering and Pokemon, they only allow cards used out of the most recent sets, the most recent X number of sets. With Magic, I think it's the last 4 or 5. Pokemon, I think it's about the same, to be allowed in their standardized or in their standard formats, which is what most of the nationals and regional stuff like that are played under. I think that will be a really great play for Yu-Gi-Oh! To just do, you can only use cards from X number of packs, most recent sets, to play. That would allow the older cards to rotate out of circulation, and the newer cards to make more of an appearance. That would also force people to actually build, more relevant decks, get a little bit more creative with their decks. And another thing it would do is it would give us the ability to completely eliminate the ban list. And you're saying they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not Pokemon or Magic. Well, newsflash, just recently, within the last month, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has taken a page out of the Magic and Pokemon handbook and created alternate formats to play in. They have the formats where you can only use like Legend of Blue Eyes to X and so on and so forth. If you go on the official or on the yu-gi-oh.com-card.com/yen, their official site, and go to the ban list section, I believe it is, the gameplay section. You will see they have actual ban list for each individual format. So if you're saying they're not going to do it, they can't do that. Well, they have done it. Just recently, they've done it. So I think they just need to take another page out of their books and do this. Not only would this get more people engaged in the game to learn the new cards, but also increase their sales of actual booster packs, etc., etc. Now, yeah, for me, like I said, I have a heart. I'm a Harpy player. True to the heart. I've always had a Harpy deck. I take my Harpy deck to locals, to regionals, all sorts of things. And now, bump my Harpy deck out of play. But still, I think it would be super good for the game. Not only for the game itself, but for the company, because like I said, it would boost their sales. Now, another thing Slaydra did say is that people are leaving the game simply because they don't have an online platform to test on. Who the fuck cares? I care. I don't have an online platform to test on. Like I said in a previous video, I don't have the time, time or energy. I've got a kid. I've got a job. To be going to locals every fucking weekend. So I get online and play stuff like that. But coming from a first generation duelist, I remember the days, and I've said this before. I remember the days when we didn't have those things. We would go and actually buy the packs, test the decks, try to get the cards. And, even the Pokemon trading card game online and the Magic the Gathering online trading card game, you don't have access to every single card just right off the bat, and that's what people aren't getting when they're comparing DevPro and DevPro, Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, and Dueling Network to the Pokemon and Magic the Gathering online formats. Those two online games don't have instant access to every card. You actually have to, in the game, buy booster packs to get the cards you want. It's more like real life. And I think that's something Yu-Gi-Oh! Could do with their new game that's coming out next month. I would love to see that. We'll get into that in a minute. But even Magic and Pokemon, they still, if they want to test their decks, they have to go out there and buy the packs. They have to look for the cards. They have to go locals to buy the singles. With Yu-Gi-Oh! The online platforms, you didn't have to do that, and that was causing a decline in the game already. I don't think the loss of the online platforms is what was causing the decline. The decline started when the platforms came out, because when those platforms came out, you didn't need to go out and buy the packs to get the cards to test your decks. You didn't have to improvise if you couldn't get that card. You had access to it. And I think that's where the decline for Yu-Gi-Oh! Really started. Now, I honestly think if people would just get off their lazy behinds and start going back to the way things would, we would see it rise. DevPro and YGO Pro, I think they actually hurt the game a little bit because you didn't have to learn how your cards worked. That was all automated. The program did it for you. You didn't have to learn your mechanics because DevPro, it was all automated. It did the mechanics for you. Yes. And in Dueling Network, yes, people cheated. They didn't know their rulings. But you got to think, there are people who knew nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Getting on there and playing, thinking this is how they work. Okay? What we need to do as a community is actually learn how to play. Learn how the card effects works. Go and get the cards. Learn how they work. Look up rulings. That's what we need to do. And that's why I think that the online format systems sort of started the decline. Now, yeah, granted, the Magic and Pokemon, their effects are automated. They give you the opportunity to use them. Game states. Yeah, that's not the problem. I don't mind that. But still, if you want to test your deck, you still need to go out and buy the packs. Now, as for this new game that's coming out on August 18th, they need what Yu-Gi-Oh! Needs to do is take a page out of Pokemon and Magic. Their online platform, do it just like Magic the Gathering and do it just like the Pokemon TCG Online. Okay. Have access to packs, but you actually have to win duels, earn coins or money or whatever, go in and buy new packs, get new cards, work on decks with the cards you have in your collection, just like it is in real life. And I think that will be a great platform for the game. I have a couple ideas that will make a platform for the game really great, but I think honestly, even without the virtual reality, I think this one will be the best bet, just doing it just like the Magic Online TCG and the Pokemon Online TCG. If Konami wants to make money of it, both Pokemon and Magic, the online TCG games, you can go in, you can spend real money to buy more coins to buy more packs. I think that would be a really great addition. Now, as for learning how to play the game mechanics being too complicated, I don't think that's true. I mean, as you all know, has been a new member to the Duelist Den. My 6-year-old son. Tell him your name. He is 6 years old, and he knows several game mechanics. He knows when he can activate trap cards. He knows which trap cards can be activated when. He knows how to use quick play spells. He knows where all the zones are on the game mat. I can show him a game mat and tell him to point out each individual zone. He'll point right to it, won't you, buddy? All right. He has got, he has won against veteran, with the jackpot deck. Get that down. With the jackpot deck that I built him. That I built, he has beaten people who've been in this game for 7 or 8 years, and he's 6 years old. And I don't think the game mechanics are that hard. He's gotten so good. I'm even starting. I'm teaching him how to use ignites. That's a pendulum-based deck. He's learning how. He knows how to Xyz summon. He may not know the effects of all the cards in the deck, but he knows how to use them. He knows when he can do stuff. He knows when he can't. Isn't that right, buddy? Right? Now, if you want proof, let me know. I'll start posting videos where me and him are dueling each other. He'll kick my ass every time. That's just how good I've taught him. And I won't let him win. Do I? Do I let you win? See? There you go. And he kicks my ass. But honestly, I don't think that learning the game mechanics is too hard. I mean, do you think, when I was teaching you how to play, did you think it was hard? No? Yes or no? Use your words.
No.
No? See, there you go. Words of a 6-year-old right there. A 6-year-old thinks this game is not hard to learn. I don't know why Slaydra is saying that the game mechanics are too hard to learn. I just don't get it. And I hope Slaydra watches this video. I'm going to leave the link to this video down in his comment sections. I hope he watches it. Now, I'm not trying to bash you, Slaydra. I'm really not. I love your videos. I love your content. But I'm just saying, if my 6-year-old can learn these game mechanics, I just don't see why people are saying they're hard. And like I said, if people want to see him playing, I will be more than happy to start recording videos. Will you stop that? I'll be more than happy to start recording videos and putting them up where me and him are playing. Yeah, sometimes I beat him, but he beats me a lot too, and that's just how good I've taught him. People just, and I didn't use an online format, yeah, he's used the online format, DevPro and stuff like that, but I taught him how to play by actually putting a real deck in his hands and teaching him, this is when you can do this, this is what this card is, this is where it goes. So I just don't see why those are issues. But anyway, I just don't see why this game is dying, other than the fact that people are wanting to be lazy. Now, as far as the money issue, yeah, there are some expensive cards. Top decks in Nationals can go for $300-400, sometimes even up to $1,000. Alright? Me, I'm a single dad at a minimum wage job. Guess what? I still find a way to not only pay my bills, put food in the house for my kid, pay my child support on my second son, and buy cards for the game on a minimum wage job. So don't tell me this game is too expensive. Alright? But anyway, with that being said, I'm going to end this video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about this. Slaydra, I would definitely love to hear some feedback from you. I'm going to leave this video, a link to this video, Mega Capital G's box too. Mega Capital G, I would like to hear some of your inputs on this. Now, yeah, I know I'm just a small-time YouTuber. My channel is relatively new, but I'm still trying to get my opinions out there from a small timer, trying to tell you big timers, the game is not dying. But until next time, this is Harpy Hunter 89 signing off.